A meeting come to order. Public Information and Educational Committee of the Board of Directors. Can we determine a quorum, General Manager?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'll read through roll call. Director Scott Houston. Chairman Tommy Pavai.
Here.
Director Desi Alvarez. Director Don Deere.
Here.
Director Gloria Gray. Mr. Chairman, Section 54953 requires that at least a quorum of the committee participate from locations in the service area. However, because the meeting was noticed properly, we may continue. Let's see, I want to make sure I get this right. So our board secretary, in this case, both the committee and this special board meeting can proceed with information items only because we do not have a quorum at this time. Is that correct? Okay. So with that, we do have one action item today. If we wanted to move that to the information calendar informally, we can just brief on that item as well as the information items, and then we can move that to the full board for consideration.
Okay, our next item is public comment. Do we have any public commenters here today or in this quorum or online?
Mr. Chairman, we have not received any requests for public comment, though this meeting is being held both in person and virtually. If there's any member of the public that would like to speak, please indicate so now by raising your virtual hand. And Mr. Chairman, I do not see a request.
Okay, thank you. Our next item is presentations, number 4. Do we have any presentations?
Staff has no presentations.
And then item number 5, the action calendar will be moved to the regular board meeting on July 28th. And that's the recommendation to move it forward.
If the board members in attendance would like us to provide the presentation, we're happy to do that under the information calendar. Or as you said, we could just wait and do the presentation to the full board.
Yeah, we can do a presentation.
Okay. Should I introduce that? Yeah, so under the information calendar, we will present the rain barrel purchase for distribution events. This item does begin on packet page 3. And for the presentation, we have Gus Meza, our Senior Water Policy and Resources Analyst.
And good morning, Chairman Pavai and Director Deere. Good morning. For this item, I'll be using the PowerPoint slides that begin on page 6 of your board packet. Next slide, please. This action item is to recommend the rain barrel supplier for our next rain barrel events. Last year, our board approved a new rain barrel supplier, Rain Barrels International, as the preferred vendor. Their rain barrels are of high quality. They utilize mosquito screens and brass hose spigots, and they do not leak. They are very good quality. And last year we implemented 6 events and distributed 1,450 rain barrels. We took 100 rain barrels to the city of Malibu to distribute. But on that day, it was raining and it affected the turnout. So we only distributed about 50 rain barrels in Malibu. And what we did is we stopped the remaining 50 rain barrels to our little water recycling facility for storage to use for the next events that are coming up. Next slide, please. As you can see here from this slide, you can see the different locations where we held the rain barrel events. We partnered with cities, with high schools, and you can see the different volunteer groups that assisted us with the events. Will be the sister city, student volunteers from high schools, And it's, you know, it's a little fundraiser as well for these organizations for helping us. Next slide, please. For this year's program, we once again issued an invitation for quotes to purchase the rain barrels. We issued it on June 17th to 473 companies. 24 companies downloaded the bid and 5 companies provided pricing by the deadline. All 5 bidders are located in the United States, with 4 located in California. Slide, please. We requested pricing for 1,450 rain barrels, 1,500 flex elbows, and delivery and setup. As you can see here, Rain Barrels International, located in Alhambra, was the lowest bidder. There's quite a big jump, as you can see here, from the lowest to the second lowest, with the next few bids being more aligned, and then a really high bid there for the last company. Next slide, please. Here's a little bit more information about the recommended bidder. They are a local small business. As I mentioned, they're located in Alhambra, and we worked with them last year. They have a high quality product. As you can see here, they utilize the mosquito netting, which is very important. Through the programs, I've talked to several residents who've told me over the years that they use trash cans and buckets to collect water when it rains, and I don't like hearing that because you really want to have a mosquito screen. So I'm really glad we give these away to the public so they can use these instead. Next slide, please. Last year, staff budgeted $106,000 to purchase 1,500 rain barrels, flex elbows, and shipping, and we budgeted the same amount for this fiscal year. The pricing did come in a little bit higher this year from the lowest bidder. The lowest responsible bid was $105,712.50, and with tax, the total is $115,050.94. So there's a difference of $9,051 between the lower budgeted and the lowest bid. So staff is proposing a couple of options to the committee. One would be to approve the recommendation for the full amount, or 2 would be to reduce the number of rain barrels per event and stay within the fiscal year 25-26 budgeted amount. We did budget for 1,500 rain barrels, and we were planning on providing 300 rain barrels per each division, as we normally do. With the option 2, to stay within the budget, we would need to lower the amount of rain barrels from 1,500 to 1,375 or 275 per rain barrel event. So instead of providing 300 in each of your divisions, we would provide 275 rain barrels. The number of flex elbows and the shipping costs would also come down for that option. We would need to go back and discuss this with the bidder as well. Or we could stay at the current 300 rain barrel amount, and we could have the district budget the additional $9,050 to cover all the costs. So at this time, I could take any questions or comments, or if you'd like, I can go ahead and read the recommendation first,
Yes,
and then discuss it. Just if you did.
because this is an information item, or it's being treated as an information item, there's no need to read the recommendation.
Where would the money come from? Make a difference.
Well, I know with the additional $9,000, Director Deere, I know that with sales, I'm looking to math as well. With our sales, our sales did exceed our budget for last fiscal year, I believe. DJ, so we do have some money in reserves. I think it would come from there.
Why don't we prepare for that next month? Or excuse me, for the board meeting on at the end of the month. We'll be able to better identify where those funds would come from.
You want to go ahead and make the recommendation before?
Well, Director
can move
Klein, because this is an information item, we won't treat it as a
Got it. Thank you. Thank you for the presentation.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, next item is number 6, our information calendar.
Yes, Director Pravat. Let me introduce this item, but before we do, I would ask, you may notice that we have some new faces here in committee. And so I would ask our Manager of Communications, Daryl Ramos-Young, to make some introductions.
Good evening, good morning, afternoon, Director Pravat and Director Deere. I will be providing this education programs report today. So moving forward, I'm happy to announce that our new public information specialist 2, who will be serving as our education coordinator moving forward, is Fritz.
Hi there.
She is joining us with lots of experience teaching in the classroom and having come from Mesa Water District. So Fritz Petropoulos. And then our
Where does she teach?
big partner.
Where did she teach?
We want to share some background as far
Sure.
as for you.
Good morning, directors. I am a former elementary teacher. I taught in both Santa Ana and also in Bellflower Unified District in the city of Lakewood.
And our newest team member is our public information and education intern extraordinaire, Fernando Gonzalez.
Good morning.
He's a graduate, CSU Dominguez Hills, marketing, and resident of Inglewood. So with that, I'll go ahead and be happy to proceed.
Thank you, Daryl.
Let me go ahead and turn on my camera to show people online, but also see. Am I on? Here we go. This annual end of year summary report begins on packet page 18 with an overview of this report. I'll begin with an overall education program summary with student participation staff, followed by more specific information on each specific programs, including our water recycling facility field trips, the student art contest, water engineering for good, the district's classroom assembly program, and concluding with the teach and test volunteer high school program. On packet page 19, one can review the education program summary by program type in the far left column, the number of sessions that were conducted during the 2024-25 school year in the middle column, and the number of students served in the far right column, totaling over 9,400 students this year. Taking a deeper dive into each specific education program, starting on packet page 20, one can see a photo and student thank you letter from one of the water recycling facility tours. And if we just take a, I can read it out loud for those that may not be able to see it on the screen. Dear West Water Basin, thank you for the wonderful field trip. I had so much fun when we put on our helmets and vests. I love the colors of the vest. When we walked over the gushing water coming out of the pipe, we were shaking. That was my favorite part of the trip. I think it'd be cool to be named this kid because his name is Nathan Frigelwist. That's a cool last name. Let me provide a little background on this program before we move on. This program can accommodate up to 100 tours per year, and it includes a complimentary school bus to all public and private schools located in the West Basin service area or in the city of Torrance, since the city of Torrance is a key recycled water customer. For facility safety reasons, this program is only offered through 3rd through 12th grade classes. And then West Basin requests that the school grade level chairpersons coordinate among themselves. So we request that they only schedule one grade level to participate in this program each year. So we don't have the 3rd, the 4th, 5th grade levels all coming from one school and taking up all of our reservation slots. On packet page 12, you can see the number of school tours provided within each director division and the total student number served. You will note the equitable number of tours and students per director division, including Division 2, especially in Inglewood and those parts of Hawthorne, or Gardena that are now part of Division Two. And this is due to extensive outreach and relationship building to those campuses in Inglewood Unified School District. Okay. The 5 out of service area schools were located in the city of Torrance. For further information about school participation by director division, that can be found on attachment B, page 31, just for your own reference. And up back to page 22, the theme WaterWise is student art contest program outreach included some new social media posts, which promoted the contest guidelines and video reels that provided students with helpful art commission tips. And then a popular vote was conducted with several teachers and parents sharing or reposting West Basin content. You can see that on the image on the right. Packet page 23 shows a number of art submissions received by director division. West Basin also promoted this program to all schools. So the opportunity to have a guest speaker come into the classroom and provide a water conservation and art lesson to 8 students was available, to all the teachers were interested. It helps their artwork submission and encourages them to submit artwork with water conservation taglines that we can really take advantage of and use in our educational and marketing materials too. As a result, you can see that the number of art lessons in the middle column that were requested by all the schools too. And then 20 art lessons were completed, but staffing was allocated to accommodate as many art lessons as requested. Likewise, free art supply classroom kits were promoted to all majority Title I funded schools to make sure this program was accessible to all interested schools and students. The kits included paper, pens, crayons, stencils, colored paper, glue sticks, and more. So 29 kits were distributed through this year, 29 total, although 35 kits were budgeted for the year. Further school participation information can be viewed in attachment C for your own reference too. On packet page 24, there's details about the Water Engineering for Good. This is an annual Metropolitan Water District hosted online science, technology, engineering, art, and math competition for middle school and high school students, which promotes, the workforce development and the opportunity to really engage in a team solving science project. The task for this program is for the team to design a device or system that can help conserve water inside or outside of a home, in the industrial community, or agriculture, or solve a problem for water distribution or water treatment. The program kicks off in October and concludes in March. Palos Verdes Peninsula High School has been the only West Basin school to express any interest and commitment in this year-long program. This is their 3rd year doing it, and there are 5 areas that they have to compete in, which includes defining the problem through research, planning their project, building their solution, launching a social media campaign, and ultimately presenting their solution. So there are only 7 schools total that participate throughout the metropolitan service area, and Palos Verdes Peninsula High School placed 3rd with their 8-student team. Pretty cool. On packet page 25, you can see the promotional flyer for the Water Saver School Assembly Program, as well as a thank you message and program photos from the Grade the Green nonprofit organization who West Basin contracts to operate this education program. The focus of this program is to discover the sources of our region's unpredictable water supply, and therefore the need to practice water conservation. The instructors share how to use the Water Star Conservation Kit with the included water safety devices that each child then gets to take home. This assembly can serve 3 3rd through 5th grade classrooms per session, with many schools often scheduling multiple sessions on one day. So on packet page 26, you can see the number of assemblies completed by direct division and the total student numbers served. Grades of Green and West Basin share the marketing efforts for this program, with a total of 25 sessions available should have there been the demand. So you can see we conducted 18 out of possible 25. So the number of sessions definitely, the number of sessions that were completed is under the allocation amount for our budget. So we're hoping that future interest for this upcoming year will increase. And then an attachment B later for your own reference, you can see the schools that participated. And then the last program on packet page 27 is the Surfrider Foundation's Teach and Test Voluntary Ocean Water Quality Monitoring Program. And this is operated by the organization's volunteer program coordinators who recruit and train interested middle and high school students in how to collect ocean water samples from 23 different coastal sites and prepare these samples for analysis at a makeshift water lab at Dave's Dive Shop in Redondo Beach. Students are scheduled to participate throughout the year, during the school year, on every other Sunday during monitoring season. West Basin provides a $9,000 sponsorship from our education budget. And in the far left photo, it's a little bit hard to see, but Director Alvarez is copying his head up behind all those students towards the middle. He's wearing sunglasses, this photo. Once the water samples are processed, which the photo on the right side is showing the students preparing these water samples, the data becomes available to the public in real-time water quality beach report cards on the Surfrider Foundation's Blue Water Task Force webpage. And this can be seen on packet page 28. On the left side, you can see all the 23 sites, and the green sites are cool. The yellow sites are caution warning, and the red sites are you want to stay away from that water, because the water samples are actually analyzing the Enterococcus bacteria level. And so on the right image, you can see the bar charts that show the quantity reading of the potential bacteria that has been analyzed from the samples. Now, these screenshots are old. They're from 2022, because since the monitoring season is already down, their website has been purged of the current 2025 information. But this is what the kids are really helping the public understand, is what coastal beaches are at the better water quality and to be enjoying it, jumping in the water and certain things like that. Okay. The Surfrider Foundation leadership was hoping to expand this water quality monitoring program to Gardena Willows for the upcoming year. Therefore, they have an inland site and better access to water quality issues in this natural area. If that program gets off the ground, that means more inland students, whether it's from Carson or Gardena, Hawthorne, Inglewood, could possibly participate in that program. Staff will go ahead and continue to work with the Surfrider Foundation to determine the status of that program and potential funding requests for the next fiscal year. In conclusion, that's my report summarizing over 9,400 students that have been nurtured to be watershed stewards for the upcoming year through these 5 education programs. I'll be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Thank you for that information. We'll move on to our next information calendar, B. EJ?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, this is our monthly communications update. For the presentation, we do have Jen Jensen, our public information specialist. She's joining us online, and this item does begin on packet page 38.
You all hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. Good morning, directors and everyone. I wish I could be there with you in person for this presentation, but virtual will have to do for now. So let's go ahead and begin the communications report. This past reporting period was a busy month for planning, upcoming events, campaigns, and marketing strategies. So since there are no published press releases from the past month, we'll begin our communications update with our district web news stories on packet page 40. This month, we shared a story to promote our district programs such as Water Lab, our facility tours, school field trips, rain barrel giveaways, and of course, our grass replacement programs to share reminders with the public about these engaging and helpful available resources. And then moving on to our earned media coverage on the next packet page, 41, please. The Cool Down published a story about our grass replacement program that gave a really great perspective for people about water consumption in their homes and also the benefits of taking advantage of this resource that we have with our grass replacement program. And then the LA Sentinel also wrote an article mentioning West Basin's sponsorship of the Faith Fit event to promote health and wellness in Inglewood. And these articles were really great reads and publications that demonstrate a recognition of West Basin's involvement in the community and the effects of our outreach in those communities that we do serve. And in our other news coverage on slide 42, please. Several of our stories were published in SBESC eBlasts and their newsletter for the grass replacement program, the district's 30th recycled water anniversary celebration, our ECL facility tours, and our upcoming Know Your H2O class. And just as a quick refresher, the SBESC is a great resource for people to really understand our outreach and take advantage of learning about opportunities where they can get involved with our programs. And for our social media report on page 43, packet page 43, please. In this reporting period, our social media team posted a total of 44 times across all of our platforms, including 24 times on Instagram, 18 on Facebook, and 2 times on LinkedIn. The graph on the right of packet page 43 represents the volume of engagements, and it's a visual demonstration of how often people engage with our posts on each platform, and it's color-coded here so you can see that engagement via links, commenting, liking, saving, and sharing our posts, and those total engagements for the past month were 1,740. And then on that graph, as we explain in each report, there's typically a spike in our engagement, and you can see that around the date of the 22nd. And that is a result of multiple ads that were placed on May 19th. Those targeted ads boosted exposure for our water bottle filling station program, our Water Lab program, and general West Basin brand awareness. And we continue to showcase really just how active and involved we are in the community and with our partners to our audience on social media as represented on that graph. And then the total of more than 130,000 impressions that you can see on the bottom left-hand part of this packet page represents the number of times our content was displayed to users on all 3 of our platforms via Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And this stat provides perspective on the vast exposure that our content is receiving, which in turn can lead to increased visibility of all of our programs that we promote on social and our overall mission as well. Next slide, please. On this slide, we will share the top performing social posts on each platform for the reporting month, and below the image of the posts for each one, we share why it is the top performer. So starting on the left of the slide, for Instagram, the Sunset Magazine sponsored post gained 659 views. On our Facebook, our top post was the Celebrating World Ocean Day, which earned 1,513 impressions. And on LinkedIn, we received 477 impressions for West Basin's post honoring Memorial Day. And then moving on to packet page 45 for our community relations update. You can see on the slide a list of community events and sponsorships scheduled since the last committee meeting. The Torrance City Yard open house saw a significant number of people with 242 engagements at our booth. Inglewood's Faith Fit Wellness Fair had 120 engagements at our booth, and the Samoan Heritage Festival had 80. So lots of people who learned about West Basin and our conservation programs. There were 2 sponsorships to end the month of June and begin July, with the Culver City Independence Celebration on July 5th, seeing 76 engagements, as well as a drone show at the Culver City Steps. And then updating the attendees for the final 3 events listed on this slide. You'll see TBD because, we had to submit this slide ahead of time before these events happened. But for those last final 3, I'll give you the numbers that we saw now. The National Society of Black Engineers Tour had 18 attendees. The Know Your H2O class on water quality and monitoring had 35 attendees, and the Loyola Marymount University Public Tour welcomed 13 guests. So we look forward to more engagements with our service area communities heading into the final few months of summer, or a couple months of summer now, and we'll share that information about the attendees at those events in the next coming month's committee meeting. Next slide, please.
Jen,
And then moving,
if I could
yes.
interrupt you very
Yes,
briefly,
please.
I just wanted to inform the chair and Director Deere that Gloria Gray has been able to join us, so she is online for this meeting beginning a few minutes ago.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good morning, Director Gray. Okay, moving on to the program section of the report. Yes, slide 47, please. For an update on our water lab program, we really continue to see great success of our district's activities and resources for the public through all of our water lab events. As in the past reporting month, we provided the attendance rates for the entire 2025 year here, just as a quick snapshot reminder for you. But as we mentioned earlier in the presentation, the latest Know Your H2O class had 35 attendees, which was really great. And coming up in the next few months, we have really a lot of events, classes, and tours to look forward to that are listed on that slide as well throughout the year, and look forward to keeping the momentum and the public interest going for that. Next slide, please, for our grass replacement rebate program update. As each month, we always go through and kind of update you on the progress of this, and we've seen really great results from marketing efforts for this program this year. So I do want to share a brief update to our sign-up numbers since the last committee report. We are now at 206 total signups, and then staff is currently working through those applications to ensure the eligibility requirements to get people started on their new water-saving landscapes. And then we'll move on to our upcoming section on the next slide, 49, please. And then I'll go ahead and share the floor with Daryl on this slide and the next slide to provide information on the district's new website domain name announcement.
Thanks, Jen. I'm happy to provide this update on the transition from a .org to a .gov domain, which is West Basin's enhanced effort towards increasing online security and public trust, and identifying the district as an official government agency as required by the California State Assembly Bill number 1637, which requires local governments to adopt the .gov domain by January 1st, 2029. This is an effort that has been spearheaded by our Information Technology Department, who has successfully migrated our existing website and updated staff and board member email addresses to the .gov domain to make it easier for people to verify legitimate messages from West Basin staff and board members. As on packet page 50, one can see the project schedule with the internal technology soft launch transition taking place on July 1st. This allowed our internal team to survey the .gov website at its new address for any broken hyperlinks or web pages that didn't transfer properly, and to work with staff and board members regarding any glitches with logins or passwords with their updated email addresses and online accounts. Since this internal soft launch has run so smoothly, on August 1st, we will deploy the district's external facing public notification hard launch, which will include press release, web news story, a spotlight highlight on our homepage, social media posts on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn, accompanied by an e-blast by the South Bay Environmental Services Center to its 24,000 membership database. This domain name change effort will also serve as the lead West Basin news story in the district's water news newsletter that will also be deployed that week. And out with the .org, in with the .gov monument banner will be installed at the ECL for the month duration. And that will all be complemented with the purchase of advertising space in the LA Times, the Daily Breeze, other local or regional publications. Now, even with this public notification effort, it may take time for the public to change their bookmarks on their on their search engines or become accustomed to typing in the new West Basin ca.gov URL into browsers or what have you. But as you have probably already found yourself, that when you visit westbasin.org, it automatically redirects the new .gov domain seamlessly and with no delay. And this will be in perpetuity. So for this reason, the PI department will update our printed collateral pieces as the existing supplies are exhausted, be cost effective, instead of disposing of hundreds of .org information sheets. Right? So the phasing out of our printed material will be slower, and we'll go ahead and update it when we need to do reprinting. So with that, that concludes my update, and I'll wrap it up for me and Jen. Be happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Okay, under our information calendar, we're going to move on to our next item is C. EJ?
Yes, Mr. Chairman, item 6C is our monthly conservation programs update. And for this presentation, we have again Gus Meza, our senior water policy and resources analyst.
Good morning, once again, Chairman Pavai, committee and board members. Conservation program update begins on packet page 63. Next slide, please. For our landscape design assist program, we are seeing lots of interest from our residents with approximately 180 applications received. And as of today, as Jen had mentioned, we actually have 206 applications. So lots of interest for these free landscape designs. And our local landscape designer, who's located here in the city of Carson, Swayzer Landscapes, they're currently working with our residents. And so far they have provided 30 landscape designs with several in progress. And these landscape designs will help our residents with applying for the grass replacement rebate program. We have also recently submitted an invoice to USPR for the work that's been completed for the rebates and the designs. And our new goal is to provide 60 to 80 designs based on our budget. We may also have additional funding from a grant where we may be able to double the number of landscape designs. So I'll provide a little bit more information on that in a couple of slides here. We also continue assisting our cities and other public agencies with designs through this program. And we recently received an extension from USPR to extend this grant through September 30th this year. And we'll be requesting an additional extension through June of next year. So we can provide more of the grant funding. Next slide, please. This slide provides the status of our extra $1 per square foot rebate from our USPR grant. Activity has been steady and MWD does continue to see applications come through. MWD received 70 applications for this last fiscal year, and we do expect many of those projects to be completed. We promote this program through various means and through our partnership with the South Bay City Council of Governments. Next slide, please. At our last committee, the committee here asked staff to provide a breakout of the remaining grant funds. And so, as you can see here from this pie chart, this is the USBR grant, and so far we've paid out $217,000 in grass replacement rebates. And for our free landscape designs, we plan on spending that $60,000 that you see there, along with the $25,000 in marketing. So that leaves us close to $83,000 for the grass replacement rebates. So we'll continue promoting this program, the $3 per square foot throughout our entire service area. And as mentioned, we'll be requesting an extension for this grant through June of next year to give us more time. Next slide, please. We also have a DWR grant where we continue to promote the $6 per square foot rebate to our underserved, disadvantaged communities. We have not received much activity as we would like to see due to the high upfront cost of constructing a new water-wise landscape. However, we are working with the Pie Department and our retail partners to further promote the program. Next slide, please. So for this DWR DAC grant, we've paid out $144,000 of the $300,000 grant, with $155,000 remaining. Next slide, please. So we have seen lots of success with our free landscape design program and with our parkway, our free parkway program in the underserved disadvantaged communities. So DWR staff, they did request us to provide some ideas to them on how we can, spend the remaining funding. And so staff is proposing to DWR to reallocate $50,000 to the landscape designs. As I mentioned earlier, we may be able to double our landscape designs from this grant. And then also allocating $50,000 to the parkways, so we can construct more parkways, and leaving around $50,000 for the $6 per square foot rebate. If DWR approves these changes, we do feel confident that we'll be able to spend most of the grant funds on these programs. So we see these programs work very well in our communities, the free landscape designs and the free parkways. Next slide, please. And rebates continue to be issued to our commercial and public sites. The city of Hermosa Beach recently applied for a rebate for one of their street medians. Next slide, please. So for our Rain Barrel program, we are currently in the process of scheduling the Rain Barrel events that will take place September through November. So staff will be working with our board members to coordinate the dates, and also to work with you to identify the volunteer groups that will be assisting us with these events. Next slide, please. And so for the new program that we have in Malibu and Topanga, I do have some great news. I was hoping Director Houston would be here since he represents Malibu and Topanga, but the three-way MOU has finally been approved. It was approved last Tuesday by the LA County Board of Supervisors. It took almost about a year, but it's finally been approved, and this will allow us to fully implement the program in the Malibu and Topanga area. We were waiting for them to sign that three-way MOU between them, us, and Las Virgenes Municipal Water District. So that's great news. So we're going to continue developing and rolling out that program this summer and this fall. And as part of that program, we partnered with Tree People to provide discounted native plant kits. And so the sale began on July 7th for the Malibu Topanga area. And currently we have about 4 residents from Topanga who pre-purchased about 13 of the native plant kits. So we continue to work with the city of Malibu and our LA County Topanga partners to promote the sale there in that area. So we're excited about that. Over the next few months, staff is going to be identifying opportunities for presentations where we can inform organizations and the public about this new program in Malibu Topanga. And we'll be sure to work with our board services to communicate and coordinate with our directors. Director Houston, who represents this area as well, to get the word out. Next slide, please. Here we show a list of the classes that we develop and provide. We continue providing our short 20-minute West-based chats, our free landscape classes, and our firescaping workshops. As shown on this table, we have a chat and a landscape class scheduled next month in August. And we are working with the city of Culver City to conduct a free landscape class in September. We'll continue to update the schedule each month. Also, we are targeting a high number of classes this year to help get the word out about our rebates and programs to the community. So that is the end of my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Gus, for the presentation. Before we move on to item G, EJ, I just, for protocol, since we have a quorum with Gloria, are we able to take up action item on the calendar, or because the member Houston is not here?
We still do not have the committee. We don't have either the alternate or the committee member. So we do have a quorum of the board of directors. So typically in this case, we wouldn't move it to the full board with a recommendation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, our next item of this calendar, D, EJ?
Yes, thank you very much. This is our last information item. It's our monthly water bottle filling station program update. For this presentation, we have Tammy Hurley High, our water policy and resources analyst, and this item does begin on packet page 74.
Thank you, EJ. Good afternoon, Chair Harvey and Director Deere. Happy to provide this update for you on the water bottle filling station program. So as you know, this program provides community members with access to safe, clean, and reliable tap water and helps to encourage the use of refillable, reusable bottles in an effort to reduce plastic waste. We can go to the next slide, please. Thank you. So this first slide shows you all of the applications that were received for the last fiscal year. Here also includes a couple of applications from the prior fiscal year that still have pending installations. And this update includes 2 new applications that we received, 2 from the city of Torrance and 1 new application from the city of Malibu. So this fiscal year is reflective of a variety of applications that have been submitted, which have utilized a majority of the program budget. We have been putting forth extra effort to promote this program to entities and cities. We will continue these efforts in the coming year. We have continued to stay in contact with the Inglewood Unified School District. And their goal is to install new drinking fountains that include bottle fillers at all of the campuses, along with other upgrades that they are working on. And so far, they have submitted 2 applications we just received, and they are currently under review. We are also in communications with the Palos Verdes Library District in Division 1 and the City of Redondo Beach in Division 3. Next slide, please. So last month, we were able to complete a photo opportunity with the City of Manhattan Beach, and the water bottle filling station has been installed at the outdoor Metlock Center located in a general area across from the main escalators. Pictured here from left to right, these are all the council members. So from left to right is Council Member Steve Sherelian, Council Member Nina Tarane, Mayor Amy Thomas Holworth, our Director Debbie Alvarez, Council Member Joe Franklin, and Mayor Pro Tem David Lesser. So Metlocks is an outdoor European style town square with shopping and dining options that include landscape courtyards, fountains, fire sculpture, and public art It celebrates the history of the Metlock pottery manufacturing facility that occupied that site since 1927. Next slide, please. So here's a photo of a water bottle filling station that has been recently installed. This is located at Aviation Elementary School, which is part of the Wideburn Unified School District. And they have installed 2 new stations on that campus. Next slide, please. So we have confirmed a photo opportunity with the Wideburn Unified School District, actually for later this afternoon. And we'll look forward to sharing that photo with you all next month. We are also in contact with the Manhattan Beach Unified School District and the City of Hawthorne to schedule more joint photo opportunities in the near future. And next slide, please. So here is the budget status for this fiscal year for each director division. A total of $26,992 have been committed for this year's funding program. And this is the larger amounts that we have funding for so far in one fiscal year since the program began. So happy to share that with you. And that pretty much wraps up the report, unless Matt, did you have anything?
Yeah, I did just want to add a couple of things. Thank you, Tammy. Wanted to recognize her efforts on this program. And again, she mentioned that this was one of our, I think it's our second most funds that we've given away since the program began, which is great. And it's, it's a small program, but it has a large impact on our community. It's one of those things where people see our logo out in the community. And so, as this spreads throughout the service area, people get to know West Basin. And so it is an important program for us. And there's probably not a week, certainly if not a day that goes by where Tammy's not someone engaged on this program. It's a lot of coordination, a lot of outreach, a lot of scheduling photo ops and working with all the different public entities on this program. So she does a great job with that. This last year was a testament to that. But I also want to thank our PI team for helping out with that as well. And certainly our directors who speak to the program when they're out and about. Our general manager, EJ Caldwell, who does the same, who's a big advocate for it. So a team effort, but Tammy does a really great job of being the linchpin of that program. So I just wanted to mention that.
Thank you. Thank you for the presentation. We're going to move on to number 7, closed session. Do we have closed session?
There are no closed session items?
EJ. All right, and then we're going to move on to number 8. Do we have any directors' comments? Director Gray, are you still online?
No, yes, I am,
Okay.
but thank you. No, thank you. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay, thank you. Director Dare, do you have any comments or?
Glad to see, even though we've had various health problems and weather problems this year, we still have a lot of participation in our programs, and I think it's very excellent. I congratulate the whole staff for that. I'm really happy to see these educational program.
Yeah, I just want to echo what Director Dare spoken and keep up the good work that my committee is doing, and we look forward to all the other great stuff that you guys have in line. And I think we're down to adjournment. Is there anything else, CK, that you want to share?
No, I just want to say thank you very much for your participation and thank you to staff. Great presentation.
Thank you, everyone. Meeting adjourned.